Progressive presidents progressed the U.S. Reforms and reforms were everywhere. Roosevelt, Taft, and Woodrow Wilson strove for a better U.S. for everyone. Theodore Roosevelt was a big, strong man who was very active in executive action. He strived for crisis on major legislation, was thus considered an effective president. When Theo was a kid, all he ever wanted was to be in the spotlight, a self-promoter. Unlike other progressives in their lunatic fringe, Theo would take half rather than none. Rose's big stick policy helped greatly keep big business and other barons calmed down. The lion tamer named the greatest beast of steel trust, oil trust, as well as beef. Theodore Roosevelt was nature's friend. He helped pass a great number of forestry acts. In fact, Theo was so popular that he was elected into office for 2 whole terms. Progressive presidents progressed the U.S. Reforms and reforms were everywhere. Roosevelt, Taft, and Woodrow Wilson strove for a better U.S. for everyone.
Taft constantly pushed for reform. He passed the Forest Reserve Act in the ICC, saving the environment and appeals on commerce. He kept your money from leaving your purse. Taft fought for the destruction of trust. He was the guy who made the bus. Taft busted more than twice as many trusts. He was more effective than a leather belt. And don't forget about the FTC. He made a stronger bureau his #1 mission. Taft amended the Clayton Antitrust Act. He wanted to get rid of competition. Last but not least, don't forget about his amendments. Taft created popular election for senators, and Taft created federal income tax. He was so handy, he was like George with an axe.
Progressive presidents progressed the U.S. Reforms and reforms were everywhere. Roosevelt, Taft, and Woodrow Wilson strove for a better U.S. for everyone. My good old friend, President Wilson, was a big fan of reducing tariffs. He reduced the average duty to 29%. He even towered agricultural implements. Wilson outlawed price discrimination. Victims could sue for compensation. He wanted to be a trustbuster like Teddy. He was the man. He seemed so ready. Wilson set up the Federal Farm Loan Board. He offered farmers loans at low interest. Wilson created the 8-hour workday. He wanted some guys to get some more pay. Let's forget about women's suffrage. Wilson provided them a lot of coverage. He also signed the Feller Seaman Act. Captains had less power and couldn't react. Progressive presidents progressed the U.S. Reforms and reforms were everywhere. Roosevelt, Taft, and Woodrow Wilson strove for a better U.S. for everyone. Progressive presidents progressed the U.S. Reforms and reforms were everywhere. Roosevelt, Taft, and Woodrow Wilson strove for a better U.S. for everyone.